trusty Condor Boaz here, bringing you from the depths of the sunken city of Relais. Lancer Tactical brings us eldritch horrors beyond our comprehension. This is going to be the officially licensed by Tandemkross Cthulu gas blowback pistol. Aside from my own predilection towards Lovecraftian horror, this Tandemkross Cthulu gas blowback pistol is very visually striking, even just from the get-go. I love all the nice red accents, especially across its very clean black body. Now, obviously this is not a type of pistol that you would see me carrying around in the airsoft deal, but I can't deny that it still is a very good looking pistol. Just straight off the bat, it is a full polymer build pistol, so you can expect the upper and the lower of this pistol to be made out of very solid, durable, nylon reinforced polymer, but it is metal where it needs to be metal, such as the outer barrel, the trigger, the bolt assembly, and the charging handle will be all made out of metal. Obviously, another thing, straight from the get-go, this is going to be using or borrowing the same DNA of the Action Army AAP-01. I mean, it's pretty clear as day what this pistol is based off of platform-wise. But if you take a closer look, there is a lot of very interesting details that I like to point out, specifically first and foremost because this is an officially licensed product from Tandemkross. You're going to see a lot of really neat Tandemkross markings all across the gun itself, and some pretty nice, interesting, I guess you would say it's almost like laser engraved, like markings of a Cthulhu? I think so, like some kind of squid monster. I don't know, but it is pretty interesting just to see. Some other details I really love to point out is going to be, number one, the fluted outer barrel. Just that spiral fluted outer barrel just makes it look super fancy. I love the skeletonized flat trigger. Very nice, easy trigger presses from that, which we'll get to later. And the grip module, it has like these nice hexagonal like cutouts. Makes it look a bit more like futuristic, I guess you would say, and it does feel really good in the hands. Aside from like the aesthetic details, going into more of the functional details would be, first of all, the fiber optic 3-dot sights that you see here. So you got 2 orange fiber optics in the rear and then 1 green one in the front. But let's be honest, you're not going to use these fiber optic sights. You're going to mount an optic. Look how much Picatinny rail space Lancer Tactical gives you with the Cthulu. It is a really long, uninterrupted Picatinny rail space. Hell, you can mount a red dot and a magnifier if you wanted to on this bad boy. That's how much rail space that you get out of the box. But if you didn't want to run the optics here on the top, you can actually remove this top rail with 2 small hex keys over here on the top, and then you put the hex screws on the bottom where you can undersling this Picatinny rail if you want to mount, let's say, a flashlight or a laser unit or a foregrip, whatever you want. So you have that option available to you. How come Lancer Tactical didn't give you 2 sections of Picatinny rails? I don't know. I don't know why they haven't. Honestly, it's kind of a glaring thing that I'm noticing. But let's say you wanted a flashlight, so you undersling this Picatinny rail. Not to worry, Lancer Tactical has you covered, and they give you a micro red dot mounting plate here on the top, which it can accept from, looks like, RMR footprint and Doctor style footprint optics as well. So you could take a micro red dot and direct mount it to the top of the gun if you so choose to. Now, the final thing that I like to talk about is going to be the threaded outer barrel. This outer barrel does have 14mm counterclockwise threading. So as you can see here, we mounted a tracer unit to the front of it, because let's be honest, anyone that running an AAP-01 style platform, you're going to want to run a tracer unit because you're probably an indoor player. Nothing against that, you know, but they're just maximizing the options that you have available to you. So right out of the box, you can run a flashlight, an optic, and a tracer unit all in one package. Now, talking about the fire controls, the Tandemkross Cthulu is feature packed. First of all, instead of getting like a basic AAP-01 style charging handle, you get this nice pull ring here on the rear, so it just makes racking the bolt that much easier and faster. You do also get an enlarged safety. It's actually very comfortable to even kind of rest one of your thumbs on if you wanted to as well, but makes, you know, flipping from safe to fire very, very easy. You also have an enlarged magazine release, which makes reloading that much faster, and you get an enlarged bolt release as well. So with the traditional AP-01, it's a little bit more flush to the gun, not as easy to do, but you'll have no doubts finding this thing in the heat of airsoft gameplay. You'll be able to quickly release the bolt for your reloads. And the thing that I love the most about the Cthulu is actually this nice big red enlarged, I guess you would say like thumb rest for your support hand. it just makes shooting it that much more comfortable, and it's very intuitive actually. So it's really cool to see that Lance Tactical did pay attention to a lot of detail when it comes to replicating, I guess you would say, like a very competition style 22 pistol. Now we're going to talk about the internal makeup of the Tandemkross Cthulu. Well, like I said before, you could clearly see just from the looks of this pistol, it is stemming from the DNA of the Action Army AAP-01. So in traditional AAP-01 fashion, if you pull the charging handle back on this, you're going to see a switch where you can go semi or full auto. If I were to ever run an AAP-01, I'm shooting that thing in full auto. Shooting full auto on an AAP-01 is super fun. So just so you know, this gun can go full auto, and I recommend that you do so if you pick this up. Now, a couple other things to note here, again, talking about the AAP-01 platform. This is 100% compatible. 100% compatible with the Action Army AAP-01 platform, and for some reason, ever since that gun came out, the aftermarket is thriving for, for that platform. Just to further put proof in the pudding, here I have a completely bone stock Action Army AAP-01, and obviously this is the Tandemkross Cthulu. And I'm gonna go ahead and swap uppers and lowers just to show how cross compatible these two guns are. And wow, would you look at that? In traditional AAP-01 fashion, you have this takedown button, and I'm gonna go ahead and remove the upper and lower. And oh, also if you look, AAP-01 style hop-up adjustment wheel here on the upper, and you have the AAP-01 style fire selector when you pull back the charging handle. But I'm gonna go ahead and take the AAP-01 and take apart the upper and lower. So now I'm gonna take the Tandemkross lower and put the AAP-01 upper on it, and then I'm gonna hook it into place, and it should click. There you go. Wow, that is disturbingly ugly. But as you can see, it functions. I will put a loaded or a filled up green gas mag into this thing, and we will cycle both of these to show you in a little bit. But you have your Tandemkross upper and your Action Army lower, and in similar fashion, I'm gonna hook it into place, and boop, there you go. All right, this looks a little less ugly, but still very ugly, but it cycles, and actually it hasn't cycled yet. So now I'm gonna put in a G series magazine right here. I'm gonna rack this. Oh wow, the bolt locks back, and I'm gonna release it, and in a safe direction. There are no BBs in this thing. Wow, cycles like a charm. You know what? I'm gonna flip it into full auto, because why the hell not? There you go. Okay, it seems to cycle flawlessly. Now, we're gonna do the same thing, but this time I'm gonna put another G Series Extendo mag on this thing, just to show you that it does take Tokyo Marui style G Series magazines. And then I'm gonna go ahead and, yep, the bolt release works too, actually. On this extended bolt release, woo, yeah, works here with the Action Army upper. Yep, snappy as all hell. And then just for funsies, I'm gonna put it in full auto to make sure that this thing cycles properly. There you go. It is now in auto mode. There you go. Okay, there you go. So what more proof do you need? It will readily take any Action Army AAP-01 parts, and you can go as far as to swap the uppers and lowers and still get a functional gun. The Lancer Tactical officially licensed Tandemkross Cthulu gas powered pistol chronos in at around 290 to 310 feet per second with a .2 gram BB, and has a rate of fire of 18 to 20 BBs per second using green gas. All right, enough talking about this thing. Let's go shoot it. I haven't really shot an AAP-01 style pistol before, so I'm kind of itching to do it. So let's get some gas BBs and let's get out there. Okay, we're out here at the range testing the Tandemkross Cthulu gas powered pistol, and we have this thing loaded up with .28 gram BBs because I like going heavy, especially with gas guns. You got green gas in here, of course, and we have the target right around, I would say, like around 75 feet. You know, this is kind of like the more towards like the farther end of where you would engage someone in like a CQB scenario. And let's be honest, if you're gonna be running something like this, like the Tandemkross Cthulu or like an AAP-01, right, you're gonna be primarily an indoor player, so we're gonna test that out first. Let's just take a couple shots here. It's a bit of a wind here. Yeah, hitting the target, no problem. I will say though, I think the hop-up adjustment on this guy isn't the best. Definitely not the worst, but definitely not the best either when it comes to like fine-tuning your hop-up unit. So you might want to maybe invest in a better aftermarket hop-up unit, just putting that out there if you want to be very precise with these shots. Yeah, but I'm like landing about 75% of them here at this distance. So, you know, if you spray down like a 5-round group, I'm out of ammo. Hold on, let me reload real quick. If you just fire like a 5-round grouping down range at like a CQB field, I mean, you're not gonna have a problem hitting, you know, what you're aiming at. We're gonna put a new mag over here just to show you. Right, like you're like balance of probabilities, you're gonna be able to hit them. So why don't we go ahead and step back and see what else this is capable of doing. All right, so now we step back to around like 115 feet away. So this is gonna be starting to feel more like what you would typically engage in like an outdoor field scenario. So I have seen a lot of people use the AP01 platform to actually run primary as an outdoor player. So I'm just gonna go test and see what it's all about. So I'm just gonna take a couple shots here. It's getting out there. I think the hop up kind of started to dial down a little bit, but I'm able to get out there quite easily with .28s. Wow, I'm landing hits. I am landing hits. Holy moly. Yeah. Woo-hoo! Yeah, I mean, these 2.8 gram BBs are sailing out there. I believe, yeah, I am starting to run low on ammo, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up. I have to say, you might want to get a better quality magazine. Like Isaias knows this. I hate TMG series magazines. They're like some of the worst gas magazines ever designed. So I think what's gonna have to happen is, you might have to just invest in maybe just breaking the bank and just getting Tokyo Marine magazines, because even the magazines that come out of the box with this thing aren't the best. I've yet to find a Tokyo Marine G series magazine that is actually good. Okay, this is where things are gonna get a little bit more uncertain for me, but we are roughly around like 150, 160 feet away. So this is kind of like the farther end of like your outdoor field engagement distance here. So we're getting definitely into like AEG territory, and this is a gas pistol. So yeah, I mean, at around 100 feet, it was very serviceable. I mean, I might have had to like fine tune the hop up a little bit more. Yeah, the hop up wheel on the AP01 platform in general just isn't the best, but I'm very curious because, again, I've seen people shoot or use these as a primary weapon in outdoor airsoft. Wow, what the? It's getting out there. Okay, so it is dropping a little bit. Yeah, it is dropping a little bit. Okay, so maybe I can just like adjust the hop up a little bit. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I did a little bit more tweaking to the hop up again, because the hop up wheel is not the best, just like the AP01, so it does come a little bit loose over time, but I have it dialed in now. God, it's quiet down. All right, but we're gonna take some shots. Oh, she's sailing out there. Oh, come on. Come on. Man, like, it's almost getting there. And like, I hate these mags so much. Tokyo Marine G series magazines are freaking terrible. Do you hear how inconsistent the gas is on this thing? Okay, so I think it has potential. Obviously, out of the box, it's not going to be able to hit anything like AEG distance, but you throw a unicorn barrel in here, you throw on a really heavy, like, harder bucking in there, like an 80-degree bucking. You load this bad boy up with like .32s, maybe even .4s, all right, and you get a better hopping unit on this thing. I think it has potential. Coming back from a shooting test, I was pretty surprised to see how decently like long range and accurate the Cthulhu is out of the box. I mean, I've seen a lot of airsofters, even outdoor airsofters, use the platform like the AP01 as their primary airsoft gun, even when they play outdoors. And it's probably because you can get a decent amount of hits out of it, you know, for even running a small gun like this. And I think it just goes to show that gas blowback is the future, obviously. But aside from that, the barrel length on this thing is long enough to where you could justify running it as a primary. And I could definitely see why a lot of players, especially those more in like the speed soft style community, where they would ditch their traditional shorty M4s and get something even more compact, even more fun to shoot, more responsive, more tactile, and just as accurate out of the box. You know, I don't blame them at all. And seeing how even though maybe the muzzle velocity isn't the highest, you could still reach out and touch people for a surprising or staggering distance for that what you expect from a traditional airsoft pistol. So I know you probably clicked on this video because you saw a pretty attractive looking AAP01 pistol, and you're probably wondering how much does this whole getup cost you? Obviously minus the accessories. Well, as of right now, AirsoftGI.com, the Lancer Tactical officially licensed Tandemkross Cthulu gas blowback pistol retails for $150, and make sure to take advantage of the Wombo combo to get automatic free shipping and reward store credit. $150. I'd say that's a pretty competitively priced pistol, especially because of how not basic it looks. For example, if I were to take this bone stock AP01 from Action Army, this will cost you roughly around $100. But if you wanted to have it look as custom as the Cthulhu, for example, you know, having a sleeker upper barrel assembly, I guess you would say, or having that fluted outer barrel, you know, getting threads for it, and getting this enhanced charging handle, and all these little bits and bobs, you would easily spend over $150. So I'd say for something that like maybe $50 more than the stock AP01, I'd say it's actually a very fantastic value because the gun itself looks so much more custom out of the box. Like if you were to pull up to the airsoft field with the Tandemkross Cthulu, you would definitely be turning heads. People would think that you're a serious gun builder just because of how tasteful this gun is, I guess, dressed out of the box. And the fact that it comes with all these different little features like the enhanced bolt catch and the enhanced safety and the thumb rest and the enlarged magazine catch, the pull handle, the fluted barrel, all, you know, like, and the tasteful red accents everywhere. It definitely lends you to people to think that you are way more of an experienced gun builder or an airsofter than you actually might be, because hey, newsflash, this all comes out of the box. But personally for me, having a gun like the AP01, I think personally if I were to ever run one, I would probably run this as a secondary if I was taking a more of like a longer range DMR or a sniper role, so that way I can have a ton of firepower, especially at full auto, for closing in on those closer ranged engagements. And whether you primary this or if you want to run this as a secondary, I think for $150, it's kind of a steal. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out our overview of the Lancer Tactical Tandemkross Cthulu gas blowback pistol. Definitely a very surprising release from Lancer Tactical, to be sure. But as of right now, AirsoftGI.com, these are available for pre-order, and we have gotten word from Lancer Tactical that the majority of these Tandemkross pistols will be available stateside around May of 2024. And judging by the pre-orders that we're getting on our website, it's not going to be looking too good after we fulfill those pre-orders. There might not be that much left after we fulfill those pre-orders. So if you want to secure yours today, make sure to head over to Airsoft GI and pre-order this bad boy as soon as possible. And if you want to make sure that you don't miss out on any of the content that we're releasing or any updates that we're releasing for 2024, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as liking the video and hitting that bell icon to get notified every time we upload a new video. And if you want to support the channel directly, if you like what we're doing, if you want to keep these lights on and the camera rolling, make sure to stop by Airsoft GI for all your airsoft goodies, including the Tandemkross Cthulu. We are updating our website daily, adding new products, so make sure you don't miss out on any of those and head over to airsoftgi.com. My name is Boaz, and we'll see you next time, Meow Gang.